What's up? Eslam, aka Rock, God of the Sun, Company, Prophet Killer, and then Emperor Disco. How's it going, fellas?
You ready?
Just explodes in his
It's going
face.
good. It's going good. Glad to be here. We got an amazing topic. My thing says Black Mirror season 7.
It's it's always doing that.
I just changed it.
I know it doesn't change it.
You probably
This is
gotta
another thing
refresh.
we go through every 2 weeks that you guys forget.
Okay. Whatever, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't update, and then Disco tells you it doesn't update, and then you try to fix it. You're like, whatever, bro. Like literally every time.
So is this
Every
like
2
deja
weeks.
vu for you? Like every single...
No, it's not deja vu. It's just like I'm just living. It's fucking Groundhog's Day for me. It's just like,
It's like a
there's
prank.
no
It's
illusion.
like, are you
It's like,
guys
I
for real?
know I'm reliving it every 2 weeks.
Damn, bro. Yo,
Uh,
Disco, you looking mad good, bro.
Yeah,
Losing
he
that
lost a lot of
weight.
weight. He told us
I
last
see.
time.
No, I know that. I'm just
Okay.
saying, like I'm seeing the definition in the
Yeah.
muscles, bro, in the shoulders and the arms. Good shit.
It's the
Good for you,
lighting.
bro.
Shrek got the light going for me now.
Nice. Good for you, bro. Looking good.
Yeah, I feel good. The weight's coming
man.
off.
Nice.
Hey, all that walking you do during work helps too, though.
Mm-hmm. I'm carrying shit and moving all day, so it's work and money. It's work and money. It's money and exercise.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we're not tired.
Yeah. No.
I'm exhausted. Hold
I'm
up.
pumped,
Let me drink
bro. Like you
let
can
me
see
drink
this.
my Arizona.
I slept like an hour and a half today.
Nice.
Damn, you're insane.
Well, it wasn't on purpose.
In my old age, I can't do that anymore.
Oh, did you have like
I can't
work?
function.
Yeah. I worked
tough.
last night, and then I came home, attempted to sleep, kept getting phone calls. My dad's like, "Hey, I don't know how to use a TV." I'm like, "What else is new?" So
Damn, still, bro. How many years has it been?
Have you showed him Google?
dude, I
Don't even.
I can't.
Don't even,
I
bro.
can't.
You can't bring new technology into this.
And I still break it down where it's just like I have lucky SOB. I want to sleep. I hear you. I still have like my little sister who's there, but this new generation doesn't understand technology like our generation does because all they do is look at phones. So they don't understand. If I say, "Yeah, give me that like USB-C cable," a what?
Well, they probably have an iPhone, so they don't even know what that is.
Like,
the iPhone uses USB-C now.
I mean, the newer ones, yeah.
Yeah, but that's one of those things where it's like even then it was like the charger. It was like, yeah, that's a universe. That's what the U in USB is. It's universal. Like,
wow.
But yeah,
the USB-C is pretty fast though. I'll take it.
Yeah, especially if you have like a 3.0.
Yeah, if you got the right box, that thing be flying.
Oh yeah.
No,
this is what we're gonna talk about in this podcast.
Oh yeah,
the speed of USBs.
I'm gonna turn it over to Dan because this is his topic.
Let's do it.
This is where he shines. Shine bright like a dim moon, Dan. Because I know you hate the sun.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen. It is April 30th as of this recording, and on
the year of our Lord 2025.
The year of Lord 2025. Thank you. You're good, sir. We recently just had WrestleMania 41. WrestleMania 41.
So bad, Dan left.
He already left.
Shit.
WrestleMania 41 occurred. You had a lot of different marquee matches. Main event of night one, you had Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. The first time ever CM Punk is in a WrestleMania main event. So it was very nice to see that. The opening match for night one, we had Jey Uso going up against Gunther for his World Heavyweight Championship. Match for night two, to start off the show, we have a triple threat for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship between Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair. And then the main event for night two, we had John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Universal Championship. So those are just 4 matches. And there's a lot more matches that happened in between all of them that were big marquee matches. A lot of people walked away from WrestleMania saying that it wasn't a good year, that it was disappointing, that it wasn't that great. And I'm here to tell you that all those people are so fucking wrong. It was an amazing WrestleMania, one of my favorite WrestleManias. The main event, lackluster. There was a reason behind it. It was actually storytelling.
Yeah.
I'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, at the end of the day, I thought it was great. It was amazing. First WrestleMania I did not watch live because I had to work and I died a little bit inside. So with
Do you
that,
think that's why it was good?
because I didn't
Yeah.
no, I mean the one before it was good too, and I watched it live. Like
Oh, okay.
I know,
Um,
no, a lot of them they're usually pretty solid.
you're
But
cutting
no,
in and out, just FYI.
the technology. This is
Yeah.
where we are. We don't have the right USBs, but
You should have got the right one. You should have known.
yeah. But no, I for the most part I enjoyed it overall. Disco, you said you saw some of night 2, right? How'd you feel about it?
I saw all of night two.
Oh, you saw all of it.
No,
Okay.
no, no,
Pretty
no.
good.
I correct you. I saw all the matches of night two. I skipped the intros. I couldn't watch them all. Just walk in. I was just like 10 minutes later, just to get to the match.
Yeah, some of them were long. Yeah.
So I skipped that, but I saw all the matches. I saw the triple threat one with the girls. Who's this? Dominic and Balor, that like 4-way whatever or tag team.
No.
Randy Orton, that match was quick as hell.
Oh, the Randy Orton was a surprise. That was a really cool one.
Yeah. Logan Paul match versus AJ Styles. Yeah, I saw that one. And what was it? Becky Lynch, Morgan, whatever. Yeah. And then the final event.
Yeah,
so I saw pretty good. I pretty much saw all of them. Yeah.
Gotcha. How'd you like it?
It was it's wrestling is not my thing, but
Yeah, give your honest opinion. Yeah.
I thought it was interesting, but some parts are like cheesy, but I have to like talk myself like it's that's whatever. It's just acting. It's this, it's that.
Suspending your disbelief.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite parts was Stone Cold coming out. I love when Stone Cold came out. He rode his ATV around and like crashed.
Almost hit that woman.
Or whatever. He like couldn't get it out or whatever. They were just like, fuck it. Just went in and started counting.
Well, it wasn't even.
Then he counted.
Well, that's the thing. It wasn't even that he couldn't get it out. It's so. Just a little backstory here, Disco. So like the whole drama with Vince McMahon. He's not involved. Triple H is running the show-to-show stuff. The owner of the company is this dude called Nick Khan. Nick Khan, who's never on TV, comes out and is speaking to the lady. So when you see a guy at ringside, it's the guy who runs the fucking company. He's just like, please don't sue us. Please do not sue us. And like Stone Cold goes to check on her and see what everything's kind. Nick Khan's like, we got it. You're good. Because this lady, you could see she was distraught throughout the rest of the show from the moment that happened. But yeah, Stone Cold comes out in an ATV like he's known to do. He rides it around a couple times. I read an article today, actually, where he was talking about it was like a different kind of like system or whatever that he normally drives, like the ones that he has at home. Because I've seen Stone Cold drive ATVs for I don't know how many fucking years now. And that one, he was whipping it around fast.
He was pushing that thing. I'll give it to him. I was like,
he was whipping around
Stone Cold is flying.
And then like he went like full speed into the barricade. This lady, it never hit her. It hit the barricade and she like just in shock fell back into her chair, like all scared. So they were like just checking on her and making sure she was okay. But
that crazy, but I could see how like if you're not ready for that, it could be like a little like traumatizing, I guess.
Yeah, you could tell she went through some stuff, but
Stone Cold just was like torn that he went to continue his.
He felt bad. You could tell he felt bad about it. Yeah. But
then he just continued his thing, and then it was cool. He like shouted out. He's like 64,000 people or whatever.
Yeah.
Or attendance, and then he started counting, and then he just cracked some beers. I was laughing at that whole.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that he counted. Yeah, because he was just like, all right, so I don't know if the numbers are real, so I'm gonna make sure. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, just so he could get everybody to say what, basically. But yeah, no, that was fun. Then he goes to check on the lady, and then he walks away, and I guess somebody else moved the ATV. but yeah, no. So. The thing is, from what I'm hearing about people's opinions of WrestleMania, anybody I heard talk about WrestleMania, for the most part, everybody says the show was good. The problem is because of the last two WrestleManias, the ones that you saw, Disco, 39 and 40. 39 that you watched twice.
I did do that. So
But
good, you gotta watch it twice. The year after,
the thing is, you had so
it was
many
fresh.
people who are not me, not like the diehard watch wrestling every, and more people that are like more on your side, Disco, where it's like you watch this one show a year, maybe. It's almost like they're trained where it's just like, yeah, the shows happen. It's like a Super Bowl party where you don't care about the game. It's just a hangout. And
I
then
could
it's just
totally
like,
see that. Yeah, because I
exactly.
don't
And it's
really
just
like
like,
football either. It's just the same feeling I get.
exactly. But
It's like
the
I'll
thing
watch and I
is,
like it, but I'm not like
yeah, so for
super.
WrestleMania, it's that, and then it's just like, okay, let's pay attention to the main event. So it's like if you didn't pay attention to all the good stuff that happened, and then you only pay attention to the main event where it was, that's where it's coming away, where people are just like, WrestleMania wasn't that great. It was like, no, you're wrong. It was fucking phenomenal. But it's just, if you miss some of the other stuff,
Yeah.
you didn't quite see why it was so good. But
I did like the matchups though, like the Rhea Ripley and the Banks and Io. I thought that was a crazy
yeah.
because I started from Sunday, so I was like, oh, that's a crazy way to start the day. Like,
Yeah, that was one hell of a triple threat.
There was like two strong women, and then Io just comes in flying, just like, oh snap! It's a crazy synergy throughout.
Yeah, definitely. They're out of everything that happened on night 2, match wise, that might be my favorite match. And it opened the show. With that being said, it's like you have Rhea Ripley is insanely popular. This was her best match ever. Like Rhea Ripley's like one of those people who's like, she's a great, entertainer and everything. She's a good wrestler, but she never like had that match where it's like you could point out, oh, there's a Rhea Ripley match. This is that. But this is also the Bianca Belair match, but she's had a couple. So it's like she's had a couple good matchups and everything. And Io is arguably considered, she might be the best wrestler in the company. So it's just like,
she's insane to hang with those strong women and still have her like personality shine through with that high flying action. It's crazy.
Well, the storyline wise, that was kind of like what they were doing, because the story was Rhea Ripley was champion for the longest time. Then on a regular episode of Monday Night Raw, Io beats her for the title, which means Io fights Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley's like, fuck that, I want to be in the match. So they kind of feud. And the whole time it's Bianca Belair, who's not champion, talking shit to Rhea Ripley, who's not champion. And Io's guy's like, fuck you guys, I'm the actual champion. And they would just like ignore her and literally push her face away, which they did in the match too.
Damn.
And they would just like, you're not, we don't care. And then Io would keep bouncing back, like, there's a reason why I'm champ. Fuck you guys. I'm better than both. I don't care how big you are. I'm better than both of you. And which, spoilers, she wins and proves it. So it was, really, really good match between all three. The spots at the very end when they did like all their finishers one after the other.
Oh, I was gonna say, I mentioned that because I took notes on all the matches I saw, and that was one of the things I liked. Even the way like the camera caught it, it's just like they did their finisher and countered, and then boom, it just like Io came in to swoop it at the end.
Yep. That, and when Rhea Ripley had Io in the corner on her shoulders and then flung her into the turnbuckle, like not even the turnbuckle, behind the turnbuckle, the pole, like face first into it. It was badass. So overall, it was a great match.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, real quick, just to run through some of the stuff that happened night 1. I mean, like I said, the first match we had Gunther versus Jey Uso. Gunther, if you remember last year, Disco, he was he lost to Sami Zayn, I believe it was for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah. The one with the knee. I think his knee was like injured or something. Or is that a different guy?
Might have. I couldn't tell you that.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Gunther's just big, strong white dude, just chops people. I mean, he wrestles, but his thing back in the day used to be chopping.
I remember that name, Gunther.
Yeah. So he fought Sammy, and it was like the Rocky story. Like they basically did Rocky, but wrestling last year. Anyway, this year it was Jey Uso. Jey Uso, who's one of the Samoan dynasty, who's gotten really popular over the years. He won the Royal Rumble this year, and a complete surprise that nobody saw coming. And he lost to Gunther like 3 or 4 times already. So this was like his one shot, and he does it. He wins. And the thing is, online, a lot of people were talking about how Jey couldn't wrestle. And he's out there doing Gunther's moves. And Gunther's known for being like the ultimate wrestler. So he's doing all the shit, trying to prove people like, I can go. I know what I'm doing. So it was really cool. He wins the title. It was amazing. What else happened night 1? You had Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. There was a lot of actual drama in that match where they were talking about how Charlotte's been divorced like 3 times. And then she's making fun of Tiffany. So, yeah, they got real personal with it.
That's why you
But
can't hold a man down.
so they did that, and then they kind of just got through the match. What else happened? The main event was a really good one. You had, like I said, Reigns, Rollins, and Punk. Paul Heyman. It was basically they fought for the love of Paul Heyman, as everyone should. And it was good because Paul Heyman is known as being Roman Reigns' like corner guy. But for this year, since he's such good friends with Punk, and it was a whole thing and where he owed Punk a favor, he came out with Punk, who came out with Living Color playing the music, Cult of Personality. And they go, and then in the end, you have Paul Heyman betray CM Punk to help Roman Reigns, but then betrays Roman Reigns to help Seth Rollins. So he betrayed both of them.
Oh man!
And everyone's like, "Oh my god, Paul Heyman, the guy who betrays people and has been doing it since the early '90s, betrayed people." We're so surprised.
He said built a career on it.
I mean, that's what he does. He's Paul Heyman. He's fucking amazing. But yeah. So that was a cool way to end the night. CM Punk getting his main event finally after all these years of WrestleMania was great. Did you didn't have El Grande Grande Americano, right?
No, I don't recognize. So I'm going to say no.
Yeah, not the Starbucks thing. So there's Chad Gable.
I assume that.
Chad Gable. He's this era's Kurt Angle, to the point where he was this guy who wrestled in the Olympics. Very short, got a thick neck, and he is like they started saying "you suck" when he comes out to the ring. So
damn.
Yeah, so he's Kurt Angle. So he came up. He's been doing this feud where he just fights different luchadors, and he was supposed to fight Rey Mysterio, who got injured, and they replaced him with Rey Fenix. And he came up with this new character where it's just like it's not Chad Gable, or at least we don't know, but he found this guy called Grande Americano, who was born in the Gulf of America.
And so it's like a new persona or something, or like
it's Chad Gable wearing luchador gear.
Oh.
So imagine Kurt Angle fighting like a luchador, which Chad Gable, who could do like Greco-Roman wrestling, is a really fucking good luchador too. Like he could do the Mexican lucha style.
What's his name again?
Chad Gable.
Chad Gable. What's the other name?
Grande Americano.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so they fought. He did a. How do I explain this? I don't know. You guys happen to remember what a 450 splash is?
450 splash.
Anything like
it's a wrestling splash? It's a lot more impressive. So this is the person.
There's a couple of turns associated with
450 degrees. So this is the person, right? For anybody who's not watching on YouTube, sucks to be you. And normally, if you do like a frog splash, you kind of jump and then you land on the person. If you do a swanton bomb like Jeff Hardy, you kind of like go this hover and then you flip over and land. Now a 450 is where you do that and then land.
Oh, so you flip and then you land forward
on your stomach
into a frog splash.
Yes.
Spin into Chad, a frog splash. Wow.
Yeah. So Chad Gable did this. A moonsault, 450 backwards.
Oh shit! He's still alive.
That reminds me of semi-pro where they call travel when he first travel
fouls. Oh
That's
man,
hilarious.
Yeah. So I've seen the moonsault 450 before, but I love Henry in the chat. That ain't shit. But I've seen the moonsault 450 in the past, but it's like you see all these crazy wrestling moves done on the indies, other companies, Japan, or what have you. You never see them done in WWE because like WWE is kind of like it's the basic, almost like vanilla style sometimes. So when they bust out moves like that, it's like, oh shit, they're letting them go. So he pulled that off, and everybody lost their minds. Like, oh my god, that was insane. So it was a really good match. Grande Americano did win. Yeah, so. I'm trying to remember what else happened. There was like so many matches. I can't remember. I don't have them in front of me. But I could jump into some of the stuff that you saw, Disco, night 2. Like one of the matches that I really liked, I'll point out, is the Randy Orton Joe Hendry.
That one was funny too. But one thing, you want to talk about that one first, as I want to mention.
I was going to jump into that. Yeah. Well, we could do it. Whatever you want to do. What do you want to
do? Just because it was the match right after the first match. Chronological order.
That's fine.
The McIntyre versus Priest, I felt like was the most boringest. I don't know. There's
a reason why I didn't talk about that one, but yeah.
It was just so bad. I was like, honestly, from start to finish, like, I don't know, with the other matches, I find stuff to like. And it's like, oh, wow, look at the athleticism. Oh, wow, the drama. But that one, honestly, I was just like, okay, can this be done now? Or the what I have here, fucking McIntyre takes a selfie. That was like the most interesting part of the match.
Well, it's crazy because like you have Damian Priest, who when they put him in different situations, he always delivers. Drew McIntyre this past year was one of his best years ever in wrestling, and they kind of like from what I understood, they were both kind of upset about being in this match because it's like you have so many big marquee matches about titles and this, that, and the other. This was like a thrown together, like last minute. Hey, you two need to have a match at WrestleMania. Just have a street fight. So exactly. So it's just like they're two good workers, two guys who are really good at wrestling. They have a street fight. They tried to put story into it. It kind of was there, but it kind of wasn't. Drew McIntyre's like, I've been getting screwed over for years, and it's all because of Damian Priest. And Damian Priest is like, hey, man, leave me alone. Like, so they're like, that was their feud. That was their storyline. So it was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was
so,
lackluster. I don't know. I guess I felt that too as a non-wrestler. I was just like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay. But yeah.
The next one was the tag match with Dominic.
So
is it Dominic and Balor?
Let me correct you. There was no tag. It was a fatal 4-way.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so I don't know how you thought teams. No tagging happened in that entire match.
Oh, shit. That's fun.
So yeah, every man for himself.
They're talking about something Judgment. I thought
I'm gonna explain it to you.
Associated.
Yeah, I'll explain it to you. So you had the champion who was I'm blanking on name. Braun Breaker, the Intercontinental Champion, defending his title against Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. So Penta has been trying to have a match with Braun Breaker for the longest time. Judgment Day keeps on getting involved. So Judgment Day's representative, Finn Balor, is just like, fuck it, I'm going to go up against Braun Breaker, and he just can't get him beat. So then Liv Morgan, she's another person in Judgment Day, speaks to the managers like, hey, I want to get my boyfriend, Dominic Mysterio, who's also in Judgment Day, in the match instead of being a 3-way to make it a 4-way. So the whole thing is you have, Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio are both in the same group, but they're both single competitors in this match. So as they're fighting, they were working together throughout most of it. But then when Dominic saw the opportunity to hit a 619 and come out and win, he does. Which was cool because Dominic has been like maybe the most hated wrestler for the longest time because he's just a schemy little, bitch that, they call him Dirty Dom. Like nobody likes him. He has a weird mullet. He has a stupid mustache.
He does look weird.
Like nobody likes this kid, right? But he's so good at being obnoxious that you can't help but like him. So it's like when he got announced he was going to be in this match, all the fans, like the wrestling fans, were like, "Listen, we've been booing this kid. He's doing such a good job. Man, we hope he wins the title." Like everybody else is good in this match, but he's been doing such a good job. Fucking give him the belt because he's earned it. He truly has earned it. For years, he's been a top bad guy.
I was impressed by Breaker. He did that double German suplex thing. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And then he also did the super spear like across the table on Carlito.
Breaker's a freak. He's a fucking freak. So he's the son of Rick Steiner, the nephew of Scott Steiner. If you guys remember Scott Steiner, he's the guy who had the muscle that had a muscle on top of that muscle. So Braun Breaker comes from that line. So it's like he is
genetically enhanced. Like
he's a genetic freak, literally. Yeah, it's just like it's a whole thing. So he's gonna have a very bright future. With the rate he's going. So that was one hell of a match right there.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one too. The matchups were cool. Everything was cool. And the way Dom swooped in at the end too and took it, I was like, oh, it was perfect. Snap! Like what the hell?
Like the biggest bad guy in the match, and everybody in the arena is just cheering. Like I was so fucking happy. Like. Yeah.
As someone that doesn't really watch, I was really surprised when he came in at the end, just like swept it. I was like, what the hell?
I mean, we kind of like, I guess because like if you watch it enough, it's like we all kind of expected Dominic to win it, but it's like you never know, they might swerve you. But it was just like when it was Dominic, it's like thank God because he was the right call for sure.
Yeah. All right, you want to go to the Orton match that you want to?
Yeah. So a little backstory on that. So Randy Orton, he's been around for since 2002. So been quite some time. Cena's retiring this year. Cena started the same year in WWE as Randy Orton. So how much longer is Randy Orton going to be around, right? So that's the thing. So Orton was supposed to go up against Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens had a really bad injury. He had to go get surgery, I believe. So last minute, they're like, all right, well, Randy Orton doesn't have a match. But how can you have a WrestleMania where you have an active Randy Orton, but he can't fight? So on SmackDown before WrestleMania, Randy Orton goes out there and he's like, listen, I don't care who it is. This is an open challenge to anybody in the locker room, anybody in the audience, anybody anywhere in the world. I challenge you to come fight me at WrestleMania. Now, stop there. TNA. You guys have heard me talk about TNA here and there. It's another wrestling promotion. It's a smaller one in the United States. In TNA, they have this man named Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry is like the perfect advertisement for himself, where he came up with his own catchy theme song. It tells people what to say and do while the song is going. It literally at one part says, wave your hands from side to side and say, I believe in Joe Hendry. So it's like he's just marketed that to the point where it's like in the UK, his theme song hit I don't know however many charts for being downloaded the most on like Spotify and
That's
iTunes.
hilarious.
Like he's the perfect marketer. Like WWE had a big show going on there. He bought a billboard outside the arena for himself and not working for WWE. Like this man is the TNA world champion and he fought against Randy Orton in WrestleMania when he doesn't even work for the fucking company. That's impressive.
That's crazy. He did. So, honestly, it was a short match, but
it's what it needed to be. Yeah. So
that
go ahead.
That I noted was Orton's eye poke. I just felt like it came out of nowhere. He just
he learned that from Ric Flair.
And just went boom.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? And again, I'm not really familiar with these people. I don't know if that's like his shtick.
Oh, that's a Ric Flair thing he got. Remember, they were in Evolution together. Yeah.
I see. It came out of nowhere. He was so fast for like a big dude. And then also at the end when he just swept him with that RKO, yeah. Just with the way the camera had it angled too, like it just had that really.
Well, that's the Joe Henry angle. So like Joe Henry does that thing where it's just like he goes out, like literally his poses are strategic to the point where he faces away from the camera, he pauses and then turns and then they zoom in on his face. So it's like that's all angled. So it was a perfect because since it zoomed in, Randy Orton could come right out of nowhere and hit his RKO.
Yeah,
and then afterward he turns around and hits his pose and does the Joe Henry into the camera look. So
the blocking on that was insane. It was exactly. It was amazing.
So having Joe Hendry come out to there was a very special moment. They were trying to see on who was going to fight Randy Orton. Supposedly, Randy Orton specifically requested to fight Joe Hendry. So Joe Hendry's doing something right when you have somebody like Orton requesting him. So, shout out to him. And I know that Triple H, he said in some interview to Joe Hendry, who's like, listen, this is your first time out there, but I guarantee you will be back. So have fun with it. So it's like WWE has their eyes on signing this guy and everything. Like Joe Hendry's a star in the making. I've been watching him since he was like in UK indies where he used to do he's made so many songs about his opponents. So watching Joe Hendry rise to where he is now is just, I love watching that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the next one or?
Yeah. The next one was Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. I guess I never seen Logan Paul. Like I know he's athletic, whatever. I guess I never really seen him wrestle, but
he was in the last two WrestleManias you watched, Disco.
This current version of me has not seen it. That was a year ago, Disco.
Yep. Like you saw WrestleMania 39 twice. Logan Paul was there.
I've never seen him wrestle, so I was surprised how athletic he was because I've never seen him.
So I want to point out one thing you specifically said in the past that you enjoyed about Logan Paul's wrestling.
Shit.
One of his matches where he was going up against Ricochet and they collided in the middle of the ring when they were both on springboarding from each side of the ring from rope to rope and just landed in the middle. And the fact that they were able to do that. I remember you saying the words, I didn't know Logan Paul was so athletic, but it was really impressive that they did that spot and everything. So here we are years later where you talk about how you didn't know Logan Paul was so athletic.
Now I'm consistent. At least that's something,
I'm so
A
tired of
couple
you guys.
moments that had me cracking up
They
was
just live in constant like deja vu. Like it's so
he's
crazy.
gotta always be like, "You're fucking with me, right? Like you're fucking with me." He's not fucking with me.
No, Dan,
uh,
honest to God, like we're not fucking
I
with
know.
you.
It's just I don't understand what happened to you that didn't happen to me, or what happened to me that didn't happen to you guys. I don't know.
it's all
I
that
don't get it.
Mountain Dew.
I don't know,
I
bro.
don't know.
Something in your genetics made it so that you
Mhm.
don't forget everything.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it's a burden. I'd rather be where you guys are, so I don't have to live with this.
Ignorance
You
is
could
bliss.
experience things for the first time every year.
Yep.
You can
So
experience Logan Paul's athleticism every year at
Oh man,
WrestleMania.
yeah. I mean,
imagine forgetting One Piece and watching it again. I could see Eslam
Oh,
doing that.
I mean, I'm already watching it again with Nadia, and there's a lot of things I just don't remember that happened in the past. That like also just like with the knowledge that I have of where the story is now, seeing a lot of these like foreshadow things in like the earlier episodes, like way earlier, and you're like,
Mm,
holy shit, he said this up from
yeah.
like this
You get
fucking arc. That's wild.
you get to see the true mastery in the writing.
Yeah. So it's like
But
nice watching it again. Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
you guys go.
But back to the match. A couple moments that had me interested was when AJ Styles had Logan Paul on the side of the ring, and he like put the apron on him and started fucking wailing on him.
oh yeah.
That I don't know why that had me dying. I was literally
Okay.
laughing in my seat, just like I don't know. It just I've never seen that before. I was like,
I
what the
gotcha.
fuck? He
I
literally
mean,
just like
yeah, I've seen it a few times. There's like literally this match with, in all honesty, the only thing I remember is Logan Paul playing with a drone.
he did catch that drone. I think that was the beginning of the match.
It was, well, the whole intro was the drone, which you skipped, so you wouldn't know.
Oh,
But
okay.
the whole thing was like shot on drone, and then in the match he would catch the drone and do stuff, and then like I remember at one point Karrion Kross comes out and he tries to give AJ Styles a weapon of some kind, and he's like, "Do it," and AJ is like,
Oh,
"No,
brass
man."
knuckles.
It was brass knuckles. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what, it was a very forgettable match. In all honesty,
Another thing was the overbomb. Logan Paul did a somersault. What else did I write? I can't even read my handwriting.
no.
Logan Paul did a pulverizer to pin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like most of us know that Logan Paul is athletic and that he can go. So it's like, AJ Styles is going to go down as arguably the greatest wrestler of his generation, or one of the greatest of his generation. AJ's that damn good. So it's like, you've seen Logan do enough things, and then AJ's getting closer to the end of his career, where it's just kind of just like, this match was another kind of like, hey, Logan Paul needs to fight somebody for Mania, right, guys? So, let's put him in there with somebody. And they're like, hey, let's put him with AJ. AJ's going to keep him safe. AJ's going to make it look good. That's really all this match was.
Yeah.
So,
well, it worked because I was just like, oh, snap. This guy's just doing some high flyer shit.
I'm glad someone.
Or like doing some muscle, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just impressed.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the same thing next year.
Seen. That's what I know Logan Paul's like athletic, so it's like at this point, literally, it's like I get it, but
next year I'm gonna be like, he's a true athlete. Wow, he like the way he.
I mean, is there like more younger people watching now because of Logan Paul?
Oh, because of Logan Paul?
No. Okay.
The young kids watch for Rey Mysterio because they still think he's a kid. I'm not even joking. That's literally, those are Rey Mysterio's words. Like, where it's like they see this little kid in a mask running around covered in tattoos. They're like, I want to be like him when I'm 12.
That's funny.
I would think he would bring some of the YouTube fans and like younger crowd, but I guess not.
Remember, we're old. That's loud. He does it. The younger people that like Logan Paul are like in their 20s.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? So, like,
I guess I don't know.
Babies.
Yeah, like when you talk about the kids, they're like, I don't even know who they like. We don't know. We're too old to understand that.
That's true. That's very true.
It's like we think Logan Paul's for the young kids, and that's literally like the 20-year-olds.
That's hilarious. Shoot. The next one was the Becky Lynch. Actually, I have no notes on that one because I fell asleep on that one.
So we had Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships or the World Tag Team Championships. I don't know. It's interchangeable. Versus Lyra Valkyria and a returning Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch had been out for a year or close to a year. She came back. They had a match. They beat Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. That's what happened.
New tag team champion.
Yeah, want to know something real funny, Disco?
Was it Lyra or something?
Lyra Valkyria. Do you want to know something funny? The next day on Monday Night Raw,
They lost it.
Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria lost the tag team titles to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. That's why when I watched the match, I was like, I know I shouldn't care, and I didn't, and I was right.
That is hilarious.
So,
I'm glad I fell asleep on that one.
That was the one. That was the one. You're good. It was that moment, that match. Every match has a purpose. That purpose, hey, Becky Lynch is back. Okay, let's move on. That was the purpose of that match.
I see.
Nobody cared about it, in all honesty. I think the only one left for night 2 is the main event, right?
Yep.
So with that being said, let me just run through night 1 real quick. I'm not going to go into detail, but there's like some stuff I want to mention that I didn't say. One with Jade Cargill versus Naomi. They had a really cool storyline going in. Jade Cargill, I still say, isn't the greatest wrestler. She has improved. She's improving a lot, so I do credit her for that. Naomi carried her in the match. It was pretty cool. We also had the World Tag Team Championship, the War Raiders, defending against the New Day, my favorite tag team. New Day wins, and they become, I think it's like 13-time WWE Tag Team Champions, the highest ever, the most times ever in WWE history. First time they've ever won the titles they made it. First time they ever won a WrestleMania match, actually, as a team. It was a decent match, but unfortunately, the storyline going in, nobody really cared. So it's like, even if you have a really good banger of a match, if people aren't invested from the beginning, it's kind of hard to get through it. But it was a good match overall. And one match in particular I didn't get to mention was LA Knight defending his United States Championship against Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is somebody I was praising years before he got into WWE. He used to fight in a couple places. He started really getting famous in MLW, Major League Wrestling. Fatu is one of the Samoan Dynasty people. So I think he's cousins with the Usos, which I think makes him like nephew of Rikishi or something like that. Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, is a fucking badass. Like you guys remember Umaga, right?
Hold up, that name just sounds crazy. The
Samoan werewolf. That's who he
so
is.
dope.
Yeah, I know. So you guys remember
what was the other name?
Jacob Fatu.
No, Umaga.
I was like, do you guys remember Umaga?
I don't know what the fuck that is, but that shit sounds crazy.
That sounds like a brand of noodles.
Okay. You guys remember Rikishi?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Take Rikishi, cut him in half.
Okay.
So you have half the weight of Rikishi. Still a fairly decent sized guy, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit bigger. That's Umaga, right? Where he's just like, so he's covered in paint. He was back in the day. He was called the Samoan Bulldozer.
Okay.
He was just like,
actually, I do remember him.
I know you do. That's why I don't know why.
I remember the tattoo on the face.
Yeah, it's the paint all over him. So he was like the guy who would just beat people up. Jacob Fatu, yeah.
Okay, I remember.
Yeah. So Jacob Fatu is, if you took Umaga, but he could speak and is more athletic. That is Jacob Fatu.
That shit looks exactly
Thank
like
you.
him,
Thank
bro.
you.
God damn.
I know how to describe shit.
That's wild.
Yeah. Share if you want. Share it to the people so they can see.
All right, let me get the other one first.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. But Jacob Fatu, like you see how big Jacob Fatu is?
Yeah.
That man hits what is, I know you could imagine what this is, a springboard moonsault. This man can fly at his size. He shouldn't be able to do that, but he can. Like he's strong as all hell. He bulldozes people, pun intended, like Umaga used to do. Like Jacob Fatu is a fucking monster. And he's badass. Here's Umaga.
Yeah.
So this is Umaga back in the day. R.I.P. Umaga.
Oh shit, he dead?
Yeah, many years ago.
Oh goddamn.
Yeah.
Oh
Damn,
shit!
rest in peace, bro.
Yep.
Rest in
So
peace.
Umaga passed away. Rikishi's one of Rikishi's cousins.
Oh
Umaga.
damn! Rest in
Yeah.
peace.
And then if you
Is
could
that
show
wrong?
us Jacob Fatu.
Let me see if he comes up here because that was a good picture.
Hmm. But yeah, Umaga, he was a great wrestler who just like wasn't, I feel like, appreciated in his
Oh,
time.
I guess that's the werewolf thing.
We're
We
yeah,
still
still
see
looking at Umaga.
Umaga.
Oh, I didn't.
No, we just
Oh,
got Umaga. Yeah,
sorry.
you're good.
It's all
Hold on.
good.
You're good. Take your time. We
Oh,
believe in you.
because you guys didn't see this one. No, 1 second.
No, you're good. I don't mind looking at Umaga.
Umaga's a handsome devil.
I'm just gonna show it to you. So this is just a better picture.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's a
yeah,
cool tattoo. I never got
Yeah,
really looked at his
yeah,
tattoos like that.
yeah.
Fun fact: Jeff Hardy, his whole face paint thing, he learned from Umaga. Umaga. He said was his favorite opponent, and he uses that paint on his face. He used to use like shitty paint that would run and get in his eyes when he fought.
All right.
So,
So here's Jacob Fatu.
the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
Yeah,
Dude's a badass.
yeah. I can see the resemblance.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
like this man can do so much. Like he's been in and out of prison. He may or may not be associated with the Bloods. We don't know yet.
Well, I mean,
To be
maybe
determined.
his hair's red.
I know. Trust me, I know. And he said some things. So
Okay.
it's like, yeah. But he's one of those guys that's like you when you wrestle, you know you're gonna get into a physical fight. And in real life, you don't want to fuck with him. Like he's apparently very polite when you meet him, but at the same time, it's like you don't fuck with Jacob Fatu. Just don't do it. Like there was this old video of him doing like an indie show where some guy like went past like the barricade and was talking shit to the wrestlers. Fun fact to anybody who doesn't know, in wrestling, if you ever go past the barricade, you're fair game. Referees, announcers, they'll beat the shit out of you. Everyone will beat the shit out of you. So somebody did that during a Jacob Fatu match, and they couldn't stand up after.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, yeah, Jacob Fatu was like, nah, I don't play that. So yes.
He paralyzed him.
So
Don't interrupt Jacob Fatu.
But yeah, Jacob Fatu is a beast. He has a very bright future in the WWE. He hasn't even been there a full year yet, and he's just taken the company by storm. Like, Disco, you saw Braun Breaker, right?
Yeah.
So there was this one time, I think it was during the Royal Rumble, where Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker stared at each other, just stood toe to toe for the first time, and everybody lost their minds. Like, this is too much. This is too much. We can't have these two fighting. And like nobody's gonna survive this. We can't let it happen.
He's like, stop playing. The world's
like when Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu finally have their match. My God, like talk about I showed you guys a rate and review before. When that match happens, that has to be a rate and review match already.
Yeah,
because I know it's gonna be insane.
They teased y'all too. They're just like,
oh yeah. But anyway, that's one of the matches I want to make sure I didn't forget to talk about. Out of respect for Jacob Fatu. But now the main event, Disco, if you want to get to that one for night 2.
Yeah. It was just Cody Rhodes up there on the ring by himself, just fighting nobody. And I was like waiting for it to start, and I just didn't understand what's happening.
Never gonna understand that show because I was there when it came up. I was there when he invented the "You Can't See Me," and like the people outside of wrestling took it and ran with it, and I don't like it. But
me personally, just the overall, I thought it kind of started off slow, and I'm pretty sure it was by design. But then it picked up, and then it ended. It ended very interestingly. I didn't see that coming.
Oh yeah,
but I remember you saying like they turned John Cena heel or whatever. So I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense the way it ended.
Yeah,
and just I guess the camera work as well. Just seeing Cody Rhodes kind of like take the high road, and then John Cena just taking advantage, just fucking kick him in his ball sack. I was like, no, he did not. I was literally just.
Well, that's how the whole feud started.
Yeah. Oh, is it? So there's
literally it started with him kicking Cody Rhodes in the balls. That's literally how the feud started.
Is so funny. So he did it again.
Yeah. So I talked about on the podcast. Yeah. So the whole thing was like The Rock was involved, and this is where it comes down to complaints. The Rock was involved because Dwayne puts himself in everything now, and he was trying to win over Cody Rhodes' soul. Like literally, I'm not making that up. He literally said, "Cody, I want your soul." and Cody refused to sell his soul. He told The Rock to fuck off. Then The Rock gave the signal to Cena, who then kicked Cody in the balls. And then John Cena, The Rock, and Travis Scott
Oh
Oh
Lord.
my God, Travis
decided.
Scott.
Oh, I'll
I
get
heard
into
about
Disco.
that.
Disco, give me
When
one
he-
second. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll get to that one. But like when so Travis Scott was there when John Cena first turned, and they all attacked Cody Rhodes, and then Travis Scott hit Cody Rhodes to the point he actually gave Cody Rhodes a black eye because
Oh,
he did it in a
Oh,
fucked
snap.
up way. Yeah, like he didn't do it right. So
He didn't
people
pull.
were pissed. Well, Cody supposedly told him not to, but you don't hit the guy directly in the eye.
Yeah, I don't.
But yeah, so that all happened, and then the builds for the match was everybody's trying to figure out, Cena, why are you doing this? Why did you turn into a bad guy after years of being good? And Cena's explanation, I said this on podcast a couple weeks ago. I don't think you were on it, Disco. Cena's explanation was, I've been in an abusive relationship with you, the fans, and I'm not
oh,
taking it
yes.
anymore. And that's when John Cena broke up with me and all the other wrestling fans.
Dang.
So like that was his
Took it
thing, where
hard.
he's like, for years, it's like, I've given you my best, and now you're doing this. So my goal now is to be the last real champion, take this title away, and destroy wrestling. Which is funny because years ago, that's what people were saying. John Cena was destroying wrestling because he would just do bullshit moves, and we were tired of watching him. So now they worked it into a storyline where he's like, this is my final year. I'm going to beat all your favorites. I'm the last true champion. I'm taking the title, and whoever wins the new title, remember, they never beat the last real champion. So that's what the whole storyline was. So when he comes out, he wouldn't even like, he didn't have music like during the main event. I don't know if you skipped that part, Disco.
Yep.
But literally, John Cena, John Cena's famous theme, bum, 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 like all that. Like when he came out, it was just a black screen that in white letters said John Cena. And then
That's
like
it.
that's all it said. He had a little towel that he held up. People were booing him. He just walked out to the ring. He didn't do his poses. He didn't do no. He just stood there. And then the opposite is Cody Rhodes, where everybody's singing his theme song. There's fireworks. Like all this extravagance is happening. It's like complete polar opposites fighting. And then in the match,
it makes so much more sense now with that background, because it
Exactly.
started off, it was like, I felt it. I was like, it didn't even feel like Cena wanted to be there. He was just running around the ring,
exactly.
like going outside the ring, just kind of dancing around, and then it'll
So-
just hit him with like a little like hit or
Yeah.
something here and there.
It was all by design. And one of the things for years people used to chant to John Cena when he was a good guy and still regularly wrestling, they would chant, "You can't wrestle." So Cody brought that back, where it's just like, you're pissed off after all these years, blah, blah, blah. You're just mad that, you still can't wrestle. And Cena, and one of his promos even said to Cody, he's like, I don't need to. I just need to beat you. And on WrestleMania, what did John Cena do? He didn't wrestle, but he still won. He proved that he doesn't need to wrestle to beat Cody. He's like, okay, you think I can't wrestle? Fine, whatever. I'm still the best last, I'm still the last real champion. So it's like he came out, he won. And then if you want to talk about the Travis Scott of it all, be my guest, Disco.
I guess I'd never seen Travis Scott, so I was just like, who the hell is that? And it was just like some random dude just walking out, like waiting for them to announce, and he's just walking in them, and it's like, oh, it's Travis Scott. And
Yeah,
it was just, I felt like it was completely unnecessary.
So here's the funny thing. So like I said, we all kind of suspected, and I think I predicted it, that we were going to have John Cena versus Cody at this year's WrestleMania before Cena turned heel. We didn't know how we were going to get there. I had a feeling we were going to get there. So when The Rock interjected himself like he did at last year's WrestleMania, like it was, okay, The Rock here comes Dwayne. He has to put himself in the main event like he always does. How is he doing this? So fast forward to WrestleMania, where when The Rock, at Elimination Chamber, when The Rock and Travis Scott helped Cena beat up Cody, everyone's assuming, okay, how's The Rock going to get involved at WrestleMania? So when you have Cena versus Cody happening, and then Travis Scott comes out, we're like, okay, all right, so when's The Rock coming out? And then he doesn't. So everyone's just like, wait, why was Dwayne there the first time if he wasn't there at WrestleMania? Why is Travis Scott here if he's not here with The Rock? Like, what the fuck is happening? So, like, that was what was really messed up, in my opinion. Why was Travis Scott involved? Like, I understood that Cena had to cheat to win so he could really look like a bad guy. They didn't have to use Travis Scott. Like, I know he's a fan, He's a fan and everything, but it was unnecessary. I don't see the point of it.
Is he even drawing anybody in, Travis Scott?
Travis Scott's like one of the biggest rappers in the world. So yeah. But with that being said, I don't really care. You know, like he
I
did bring
see.
in a lot of like the first episode on Netflix. They had Travis Scott. Travis Scott did the theme for WrestleMania. Like he's a kind of a huge deal. Like people like Cactus Jack is one of his nicknames, which is complete bullshit because that name belongs to Mick Foley. But most people in the world know Cactus Jack to be Travis Scott. He surpassed Mick Foley, which is
Oh
complete and
damn.
utter bullshit.
That's insane.
I know.
That's upsetting.
It is upsetting, but the guy is a wrestling fan, hence he uses the name Cactus Jack in the first place, and all this other stuff. But yeah, so they decided to use him. Like when they use celebrities, if they use them well, I don't mind. Like Bad Bunny did amazing every time they used him. I loved when they used him. Stephen Amell is another one. When he's used in wrestling, he's another fan who gets used correctly. I feel like it's not Travis Scott's fault. They're just using him improperly.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so you had that match, and then yeah, Cena wins. He breaks the record. He's a 17-time world champion. He surpassed Ric Flair's record,
Oh,
which I agree with. I'm glad he's the one to do it. If anyone should do it, it should be Cena. And now Cena's first opponent is Randy Orton. So we in 2025 we got John Cena versus Randy Orton for the championship, which is crazy. And for the first time ever, Cena's the bad guy, Orton's the good guy. So that's a pretty interesting feud. But the funny thing is, The Rock. Last time when The Rock was involved at WrestleMania 40 that you saw, Disco, he basically took all the credit for everything that went well. Where it's like, yeah, it was my idea to make sure this. And it's funny, they did a whole like little documentary they put on YouTube. Every good thing that happened, they cut back to The Rock, and The Rock's like, well, that's when I told Triple H, let's do this. And like The Rock was just praising himself the whole time, and people just made fun of it. They made a meme of it and everything. There's this one image of The Rock just going like this. It was like, that's when I said. So that's a whole thing. So now that this happened, they interviewed The Rock on a podcast. He's like, you know, well, personally, I thought we should have made Cody the heel and Cena the good guy. I'm like, oh, here goes Dwayne. Because it wasn't a good one. He's saying he wasn't involved, and he's trying to like bury Triple H.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I liked it. The main event went how it should have gone, I think, with the exception of the Travis Scott. That shouldn't have been there. But
I'm sorry if I missed it, but is Cena now like fully retired, or is
no.
he gonna come back?
This is last WrestleMania.
Cena's wrestling. He retires in December of 2025. So it's his last full calendar year. It ends in December.
Okay.
Yep. So this was his last Mania.
Yeah. All right. So then, like, someone either he'll keep the title and then give it up when he retires, or he'll fight again for a title defense and lose it.
I mean, he's champion, so he's on Monday Night Raw every week right now, doing his stuff. He's feuding against Randy Orton, like I said. So Orton's going to be his first challenger. I'm sure Cena's going to win. Cena's probably going to kind of go through a couple people and then lose it at the end of the year, most likely.
Okay.
Yep.
Just curious.
Yep. He's either going to lose it to Cody or somebody else who rises up and does whatever. But
who do you want to win?
To beat Cena?
Like, what would you like to see? Like, you know how like Shawn Michaels was like the last match with
Flair.
Flair, wasn't he also Undertaker?
Well, Flair until Flair did whatever. Well, Undertaker was Shawn's last opponent. Taker kept wrestling. Shawn retired until he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, kind of in that sense, like, who would you like to see
Cena's
like
Cena's
last match? And if that last match should be like his last match should be the title match where he loses it and gives it off, or should he lose it before and then his last match be a win? He goes out on a win. Like, what scenario would you like to see?
As a wrestling fan, I can't help but think more traditionally. You want the legend to go out on his sword to make the new person look. That's the person who retired John Cena.
Yeah.
So it's going to help elevate someone. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how you want it to go. It doesn't always go that way.
Yeah.
I feel like Cena's the type of guy who would kind of try to push that. At the end of the day, whether you like Cena or don't like Cena, the man loves WWE. He loves
Listen,
wrestling.
man, I love John Cena.
Yeah.
Not as a wrestling
Why
fan,
don't
but
you marry him?
I like what he's done as an actor.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. When I say you, I mean the people, not just you. But yeah, like that's what I mean. Like some people can't stand him. Like I used to be the biggest Cena hater, but like I always respected him for what he did. Like the dude granted the most wishes in the Make-A-Wish Foundation in history. So it's like, how do you not like a guy who does something like that?
Yeah.
But
he's funny in Peacemaker too. Or
dude,
whatever.
he's a great actor.
Everything.
That's what I'm saying. Cena's just
a comedy movies.
Cena's
like,
awesome.
He's been awesome in all of it. So
even him as a heel, I love him as a heel. Like right now, like Cena's just good at what he does, no matter what it is. So ideally, I would like to see him kind of pass the torch. Now, who does he pass it to? You got to look at who needs it in December. Like Gunther has been a world champion, but he's never been seen as like the guy. Gunther is maybe the best like in-ring technician, and he's very underrated on the mic. Seeing somebody like Gunther put away Cena would be really cool. Jey Uso, if they want to give him that push, have him do it. And this is going to be another crazy one because it's not a young guy, but to renew this feud, like one of the hottest feuds ever, Cena versus Punk. Like we can actually do that now. Now, does that have to be Cena's last match? No, that could be one of the people that Cena runs through.
Yeah.
Or, now is Cena going to hold the title till December? I don't know. We'll see. Most likely, yes, but we'll see. And I mean, most likely he will lose it to Cody. In all honesty, does Cody need it? No, but is it going to draw money? The Cena Cody too? Yep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's one of those things. Just not Logan Paul.
Oh God,
because that was a rumored match at WrestleMania. You're like, behind the scenes, people were talking about they need Cena to fight somebody. You're like, hey, we need Logan Paul to fight somebody. What better than Cena versus Logan Paul? And
anything is better than
somebody would it was just like anything else. Anything else.
Yeah, that person needs a raise. Whoever
it might have been Triple H. I don't know, but
whoever said that, like, good kudos.
It's just like nobody wants that. Please no. And Cena's such a ball player, like or a team player. He would be the guy to be like, hey, if that's what you want me to do, I'll do it. And Logan Paul's a piece of shit, so he'll do it. So it's just like, it's just somebody kind of nipped it in the bud. It's like, no, thank you. The fact that we had to waste one of AJ Styles' last matches on Logan Paul is very upsetting because that's AJ fucking Styles. But still, it wasn't like the biggest marquee match. So it is what it is. Yeah, maybe Dominic Mysterio. Fuck it, let Dominic Mysterio beat Cena.
Hey man, I'm down for anything.
He's a young kid. I mean, imagine Disco. You saw how they reacted when he won that title. Imagine if he beat Cena, and he's like he's the ultimate like bad guy because he's just such a piece of shit.
And he has that personality too. Like even from the couple matches I've seen, it's just like, who is this like doofus looking weirdo? Like, but then you end up loving him at the end somehow.
You can't help it. And it's funny because it's like this is Rey Mysterio's kid, and he purposely makes himself look like Eddie Guerrero because of the storyline from years ago.
like
the I'm Your Poppy storyline. Yeah. So he makes himself look like Eddie. He refers to Eddie as his real dad. Like it's amazing. So it's like he's just so like he gets the business, So it's just like if I don't know if they're gonna give him the world title in a year, but even if it's not the world title and like Cena has to go up against somebody, fuck it, let Dominic do it, man. Dominic Braun Breaker would be a great one. Jacob Fatu. Now if Jacob Fatu fights Cena, I don't know if Cena can act anymore. That's the only thing. Like that man's gonna have to retire from acting.
God damn.
That's Jacob Fatu. Don't fuck with the Samoan werewolf.
Is that bad? He gonna retire?
I mean, he's called the Samoan werewolf. Now I want to watch that movie about a Samoan werewolf.
I don't think that movie exists.
I was gonna say.
I know it doesn't exist. It should.
ChatGPT a storyline.
It should. I need to watch a movie about a Samoan werewolf.
I'll try to show you guys what he did to freaking Braun Strowman. Man's like 7 foot tall, just muscle. And Jacob Fatu beat the shit out of this man. But yeah,
that sounds fun.
Good times.
I mean, he's Samoan, bro. Like, what? It's in the name.
The Samoans and the Tongans, you don't fuck with them.
No, you don't.
That's the thing. So you know how I love mentioning people's weird names and stuff in wrestling.
Yeah.
So Jacob Fatu, like his group is with Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa.
Okay.
Yo, chill. You just,
bro. It's the end of the podcast. You're trying to give me a stroke.
I don't understand what you said. I'm gonna take it as disrespect now. So
He's like speaking in tongues. Like, calm the fuck
No, I'm
down.
just talking about the Tongas.
Jesus.
Haku was there
Yeah,
at
he said,
You were
"Tonga,
Oh
waka,
shit!
waka, waka."
you were trying to summon somebody. Like, calm down.
Real. I know I talked about WrestleMania. One of the biggest things that happened wasn't even on the show; it was on the pre-show.
Okay.
I forgot to mention. I'll run through it real fast. There's two big wrestling promotions in Mexico: CMLL, Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, and AAA. Though they've been competing for like the top spot in Mexico for years. WWE fucking bought AAA.
Oh shit.
They bought an entire Mexican wrestling company. So it's like this is insane. Like people are starting to compare it to when Vince back in the 80s like bought the territories. Yeah, that would have been 80s. When he bought the territories, they're saying like, "Oh, is WWE doing this globally now?" Cuz
Oh
then is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I know I
yeah.
like seeing separate companies so that we have more variety for the
Yeah.
wrestlers to go from one company to another and still make a living wage.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about them personally. And I know CMML, they put up a post where it's just like, hey, Mexican wrestling is still alive with us, implying that AAA is now dead. Supposedly, there's even rumors that they want them to start speaking more English and working a WWE style in
Ooh.
AAA, which is complete bullshit if that's the case, because
Yeah.
AAA is known for like their high flying lucha stuff. So I
Yeah.
hope that's not true. But
Yeah.
yeah,
That's wild.
no, so yeah, but that's honestly, I feel like that's the biggest thing that happened, and it wasn't even on the show. It was just a kind of throwaway mention that they mentioned on the pre-show. But yeah,
Gotta watch it all.
oh
Well,
yeah,
final thoughts, fellas.
I'll go first. Last weekend I saw Sinners at the theater. The wife
I
and
gotta
How
I
see
was
we
it.
went
that?
out, and honestly,
I've
best
only
movie
heard
of the
good things.
year, best movie probably I've seen in a long ass time.
Nice.
From start to finish, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed all the little aspects of the movie. Like the writing was solid, the cinematography was solid, the acting
Nice.
was solid, the cast was solid. Like everything hit its mark. And honestly, I love the ending. I hope they do another one. And I highly recommend you go see it if you're looking for a movie. Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, they they killed it. I'm blanking on who else is in it, but it's got a lot of good actors. And honestly, even my wife loved it, and she's not even crazy about those movies. It was just good all the way through.
Good shit.
And I like that they highlight the Delta Blues. Sorry. I just I always gotta.
Just threw me
Oh,
in there. I wasn't ready for it.
I
I was
was,
still
it's your
listening.
turn.
I was
I was still
about to
listening to
switch.
you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that's really cool because I love music, and I always try to learn the blues, and so it's kind of cool that they like highlight the like kind of supernatural aspect of the blues in a sense. It was just really cool to see that in a movie. Music, supernatural, great acting. It was just vampires. Like it was just like everything I love. So check it out.
Yeah, no, we wanted to take a look at that. Hopefully we'll be able to watch it soon. Dan, final thoughts.
I want to see Sinners.
Yeah, me too.
No, yeah. If I get a chance, I'll try to see it. Maybe one of these days.
Yeah.
Final thoughts. Yeah. Tell you what, gaming. Oblivion remastered came out.
Yeah. Saw that.
Memories, dude. I'm just running through that game, just living life. Like I remember playing that game when I think at St. Mary's.
Yeah.
And it looks so good, and it's
Yeah.
on Game Pass, so you don't have to like buy it if you
Absolutely.
have Game Pass. It's the
It's on
game
the
that
new Unreal Engine
Is
or
it on
something like that.
PlayStation
it
too?
is. What's that?
Is it on PlayStation too?
Maybe you could get on PlayStation, but you'd have to pay for it. And here we go. I was going to talk about that. But yeah, so I've been playing Oblivion. It's really fun. I think eventually I will get on PlayStation because that's a game I'd like to platinum.
Yeah. I was
But
thinking about that because you've suggested like
Skyrim.
Skyrim before, so
Yeah, so Skyrim is the one that is part 5. This is part 4, Oblivion.
yeah.
So it's like it's cool. It's funny. There's some mechanics where it's just like
Elder Scrolls,
obviously,
that's what I wanted to
yeah,
say.
Elder Scrolls. There's some mechanics that are better in Skyrim, but believe it or not, there's a lot of mechanics that are just better in Oblivion, which is
Yeah.
significantly older than Skyrim.
Yeah.
So it's a fun game. If anybody who's never played it, definitely check it out. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I put it on my list
yeah,
to eventually get to it, but
yeah.
cool, man.
But Henry asked if I was playing Oblivion or Expedition 33. So Henry, you'll be I don't know, happy to hear that. Literally right before this podcast started, I installed Expedition 33 on this computer. So I will be playing that shortly. It's a Japanese role playing game that's not Japanese. It's made in France, and they were inspired by other JRPGs. And as you guys could see in the LWGFEGL season 4, are we on 4?
5.
5, I think.
5, season 5, in the LWG FEGL S5, I think has the highest score out of everything this year so far.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so game looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
It,
5.
yeah, so yeah, looking forward to trying that out. They need to make a new word for Oblivion because it's way better than a remaster, but below a remaster. I'm not even going to get into it because it's yeah, I know, I got you. Because it's a lot of people are like it's a remake, but technically it's not a remake, but it's not a remaster because it's a lot more than just a remaster. So
Mm.
remake and remaster is already confusing, and then you toss in reimagining. So what the fuck is this? I don't know, man. Just enjoy the game, So it's like it's a whole thing. That's
That's
my
why he's
final
saying
thought.
they need a new word.
Yeah, but it's
Is,
like you know what?
so is
I
there new content though? Is that what you're saying? There is
no. That's why
no.
it's not a
So,
remake. It's like
huh,
it's still the same old game, just run on a better engine.
I see.
Everything's completely updated.
How's
Everything's
that?
upscaled.
How is that? That sounds like just a remaster.
There's more to it because so they added all like the DLC to it. It's a lot more. It's
It's,
technical.
It's like a repackaged remaster.
It's a whole thing. It's like a remastered
it's a
plus.
rebundle.
Yeah, it's like it's all. There's a lot that
It's
goes
a
into it.
remaster Pro Plus.
It's funny, like people have been having this conversation for like since it dropped for a while now, and like nobody
Yeah.
knows what the fuck to call it. So I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. Just play it and have fun.
It's Oblivion 1.2.
Yeah.
My final thoughts. I have been watching a lot of anime recently. Been enjoying it. Just been watching it while I was working. Rewatched some stuff. I'm rewatching Jujutsu Kaisen season 1 and 2 now. I know the new
Mm.
season's gonna come up at some point. Rewatching Solo Leveling with Nadia.
I finished
She
the
wanted to
season finally.
Oh, how did you like season 2?
I liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
I liked it a lot. Yeah. Started rewatching JoJo.
Right, because there's a new
Yep.
season.
Disco, I'm all about that Hamon right now, son.
Mom goes crazy.
um, and
Especially on Thanksgiving. Oof, I go crazy.
also started watching this new one, The Apothecary Diaries.
Mm.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
It's on Netflix. Yeah, so it's just been a lot of anime and been playing video games a lot. Also, just finished Shangri-La Frontier season 2.
Oh.
Uh, I love that show. It's so good in so
Is
many
that
Is
the
it
one where
ways.
the guy
though?
has the thing on his head?
Yeah,
Bluebird.
I just couldn't
yeah.
get into it, man.
I fell off. I can't. The Bluebird is just
Exactly. That's what
it throws me off. I'm
it's
like,
so
one day he's
ridiculous.
gonna take it off, and I really don't think he does. I stayed longer than I should have.
I saw the first episode. I was like, this ain't for me.
So
It's just I can't.
there's a reason why he only wears the bluebird hat. I can explain it, but I
I
mean,
think they talked about
If
it,
it's a
but
spoiler,
it's
then
like still, it's
it's
like
not a spoiler. It's just it literally happens in like the first episode or two.
yeah, I remember him
I,
talking about it. It's just it's that ain't enough.
Either way, it's like I've watched both seasons. What I love about it is that it's not just like people putting on the VR, going into the game, and that's it. Like they do that. It gets very technical. Like you hear his thought process about how he's fighting each like boss fight, the strategies that he has to go together, and sometimes he gets frustrated in one game and has to go into another game to kind of like think through things, which is like that's what happens. Like you sometimes you can't you need to put it down, but they're not going to just put it down and show you his life, so he goes into other games. um
it's got a
and then
relaxing game. Like
it's like, but it's nice because I get to get a break from like the Shangri-La Frontier and then see these other games that they have in this universe, which is all VR games, right? These all high end VR games. Um, so like you're jumping around between other games too, and it's like a nice break from like the main story because you get to have a break. It's not spoilers because like the main story's not spoilers. It's not fillers because like the main story's still going on, but like it's happening through other like games as well, which I really enjoy. And they do that again in season 2 because I feel like if it's just the grind in the one game, like it would get boring, and there would be no there's since it's not like what's the other one, the one that kind of started all this,
Sword
uh,
Art.
Dot hack.
Sword Art Online. Yes.
Okay.
um with Sword
Dot
Art
hack
Online,
came first. All right, guys. Let's be
sure,
real.
but
You're right. You're right.
with Sword Art Online there was this like there was a risk because if you died in game, you died in real life, right? So you were in the game the whole time.
Man said Charlotte, he beat everybody.
And then there was so in this game, since there isn't that, you can just log out at any time. There needs to be some reason why you're logging out of the game and stuff, and not just in it. But like they do it very well. Like I really enjoy the story. What do you mean by you finished One Piece? Are you asking Dan about that, or are you asking me?
He knows damn well I didn't.
If you're talking to me, I'm always caught up on One Piece, but I read the manga and don't watch. Haven't watched the new stuff yet because I'm kind of like rewatching it with my wife. Made in the Abyss.
I
Haven't
started
checked it
watching it.
out yet.
It's good, but I just couldn't stick with it.
Have y'all
I,
seen
I
Windbreakers?
no. Windbreakers is that fighting one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Windbreakers gives me like the same vibe as fuck. What was that other one? It's one where
History and
high school.
Strongest Disciple, Kanishi.
No. This one, it's like it
I'm just
literally.
naming shit at this point.
The
It's
other
like
one with the
very
time travel?
Hajime
no.
no Ippo.
Is this one has time travel?
No. I'm saying I'm trying to
No, because
think
this
of
one's
what
like
you're
about
talking
high
about.
schoolers fighting and shit, right?
Gods
Yeah.
of High School.
Yeah, like so the other one that came right before it was also about high schoolers fighting. I forgot what it's called, but like it was very similar vibe. Like I remember Chris had mentioned it to us once in like the chat
Yeah.
to check it out, but no, not Megalobox. Um, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I also tried watching Frieren.
Mhm.
I could not get into that. It was like it was trying to be very philosophical. Um, but I don't know, it didn't hit for me. I kept hearing a lot of wonderful reviews from like all these anime channels and like lovers, and I tried watching it, and it's just like like Firin is an elf. She has like a really long life, and she saw her friends that she went on adventures with die, and she's starting a new adventure with new friends, and she was like trying to understand short life from their point of view, and it's just like
Yeah.
I get it. I get what you're trying to do,
Just
but
not
it's
feeling it.
it's not interesting.
Have you guys seen the new trailer for Ghost of Tsushima?
Ghost of
Nope.
Tsushima.
Yote.
Oh, okay. I was like, the fuck. Yes, I've seen the new trailer.
This game was good.
Yeah,
I can't wait to play it. Disco, you seen it?
Nope.
I can't wait. to
Come
play it
on,
too.
man. Come on. And did you ever play Ghost of Tsushima?
Nope.
You know, go right now. Go play it. I'll wait.
I like sashimi, not the sushi.
No, you gotta play Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
It's Tokyo Revengers, I think you're talking about.
Tokyo
The other fight-
He's
Revengers.
talking about
Thank
Rurouni
you.
Kenshin, guys.
Thank you.
It's Baki.
Tokyo Revengers is the one I'm talking about. But yeah, all right. Anything else? Let's end this bad boy. All right. Thank you for listening to Those Wise Guys podcast. If you like what you hear, don't forget to follow us on social media, like, subscribe, share, rate, and review. Thank you for listening. Have a great week.